Hi, and welcome to the SEO Podcast, Unknown Secrets of Internet Marketing.
Got it right that time.
Boom. Yeah, my name's Chris Burris, owner of eWebstyle.
This is Charles Lewis, your internet marketing person. We're back again for another session of infotainment.
Infotainment.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there are no reviews. There should be like a tier, or I'm going to have to get a tattoo every time a week goes by.
You come in with a tier and tattoo. Oh, yeah, I don't know about
that would be the blank stare news of the day.
Of the rest of the year.
And again, I don't even know what to say. That's just crazy. We are your friendly local neighborhood top position snatchers, where our mantra is do not be a douche. We appreciate you guys making us the most popular SEO podcast on iTunes. You can stalk us. Facebook.com/eWebstyle, Twitter.com/eWebstyle,
YouTube.com/eWebstyle,
podcast at e-webstyle.com is how you can send us an email. So make sure you stalk us. Make sure you go out, create an iTunes account. This is like a 1 minute process just to convince you to go do it.
Yeah, like 2 steps.
Make an account, write a review. Done. As always, we'd like to mention at least one tip from our previous podcast, and the tip last time was a pretty long one. If you are a vendor and use Groupon, make sure the deal you offer does not cause you to owe the customer money at the end of the transaction.
What's funny about that? So I was meeting with my guy Domino. He has a company called B6 Barbecue.
Right.
And so we were meeting the other day, and he was telling me that he was getting sold by a Groupon rep.
Right.
Now, mind you this, he sells barbecue plates.
Right.
He has one that's $14.
Right.
Comes with 2 meats, 2 sides, dessert, and a drink.
Right.
He said they wanted him to first cut the price in half.
Right.
To make it $7.
Right.
And then out of everyone that they sold $7, split that with them.
Right. Down to 25%.
Yeah, he was like, Chuck, that's 25%, bro.
Yeah.
That's not going to work for me.
Yeah, that can't work. Yeah, there are some people that can't. Absolutely.
Well, I told him, I said, yeah, that's not for you. You're not.
Well, there's 2 things I'd say about that. Because, I do some improv at Third Coast Comedy, and they've done Groupon a couple times. I would say that the number of people who actually took advantage of the deal that they paid for, it was probably 25% did not use it. At least 25%. So that's one of the things.
Okay.
You do get the cash up front, and really it's about, that's kind of, it's a great kind of grand opening.
Yeah,
right?
That's what I told him. I said, if you were brand new, you got a lot of capital where you can afford to take that upfront loss for the sake of branding and getting foot traffic, then do it. Yeah. But if you're,
if you're going to lose a lot of money, don't do it.
It's not in your best interest. Not at all.
I think in his case, though, he would probably make, it would probably, by the end of the year, it would be worth it. Because he may lose some money on those initial plates, but he's going to make a whole lot of people aware of his business and have a lot of opportunity to get repeat business and potentially, because he does barbecues, right, that goes to events and
catering and all kind of stuff.
So to give away a plate at 25, at least you're getting something for that marketing opportunity. Is
I can see that.
Yeah, we'll see. It might be worth it. So that's our news. Apparently, some people are suing Groupon because Groupon is working such hard deals, maybe even harder than that deal. Add a poorly organized coupon campaign to the 25% off at the Big Six Barbecue, and he's paying.
He's out the pocket now.
Yeah,
he's paying to come eat.
Please come eat, and here's $1.
Yeah.
I thought this was interesting. There's a lot of information. Now we'll cover a little bit of news. The FTC is ratcheting up their pursuit of Google for antitrust probe. Google's been in a lot of probes before. They've never had any issues, and they seem to conform with government agencies significantly more than Microsoft ever did. Microsoft was like slowing us down, and even made a website, give peace a chance. Or something. Get government out of our hair so we can grow faster. So you can find that. It was on CNN that I found that. Google is actually showing the Google Plus counts to users who aren't logged in now.
Really?
Yeah. And that was from Search Engine Land that I got that.
I'm always logged in, so I guess I never. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Google, I don't know why you make me do this. So right now I have like IE, Chrome, and Firefox open, and I'm logged into Google with 3 different accounts.
Yep.
I need another browser, you know, or a solution to this problem.
Well, and we saw there was an add-in. The only problem is that the add-in made every tab a new Google account, and sometimes you've got email, analytics, and local places associated with
I might be in places, analytics, you know, AdWords, you know, and email, right? And so that's okay.
Right. It needs to be one account.
Yeah, so I need to fix that. Open up a new browser, open up a new Chrome browser, then that should be
new cookies.
Exactly.
And that's probably out there. There has to be an add-in that's out there that does that. Do you remember the Winklevoss brothers?
Facebook dudes who was suing. They quit, didn't they?
They're going after it again.
I thought they were falling back.
They got $65 million, right? And now they're going after it again. And a part of me is like, really, guys? I mean, really? Like, you got 65 million, you're twins, so that's 3250, 32 million. Well,
there's 3 of them. It's the twins, and then there was like one more guy.
Oh, okay. So 20 something.
$21 million a piece. Like, come on, man.
And then the other process is, well, it's just litigation. Let me just take $1 million of that 21 million, use that to fund my attorneys, and just keep trying to get more.
Especially after you read something that says Facebook just went over 750 million users.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's like, I think I want some more money. I need another payday.
Yeah, we'll try again. If anybody who's actually liked us on Facebook saw a really cool image. Remember the 4 monitors and then the 2 monitors. So go check that out on our Facebook page. We've got 143 users. We're excited about that. What percentage do you think are female?
According to a few podcasts ago, 40%, I think it was.
25%. I think 40% of interactions are female, and 25% of our followers. We have a listener in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, so punch in the face to anybody over in Riyadh. Hit us up on Facebook, let us know who you are. And then, that's going to be blank stare news.
I was going to say, man, I don't know where Riyadh is. I'm glad you said the country.
Right in the middle of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, well, we complain about the heat here.
Yeah. Yeah, right in the middle of Saudi Arabia is not
hot.
Yeah, not comfortable. What do we got here? So we've got this. This is the Twitter American Express. We can do that. That's kind of cool. So Facebook users with American Express. So American Express is coming out with a campaign. Foursquare, not Facebook. Foursquare, absolutely. They're doing a program where if you check in with Foursquare and then purchase with your Amex, you get
a percentage back.
Amex specific discounts.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Like good punch in the face to Foursquare and Amex for coming together doing that. I think that's very innovative. It's a creative way to help people save money and to
encourage you to use and encourage people to use Amex.
Yeah.
I use Discover because it tends to give back more money, and then if you register every month, which is actually a cool process because that reminds you to continue to use your Discover. Cool process for Discover, not for us. Then on those particular, you register in for grocery stores that month, you get an extra 2.5% or whatever. So it's pretty cool. So then Amex is saying, look, all you got to do is tie your Amex account with your Foursquare account
somehow,
and then whenever you purchase at selected merchants, they'll give you an extra % back. One of their examples was if you spend $50 at Sports Authority, you receive $20 back in return.
Yeah, so it's kind of like somebody signed up for our SEO package and then come meet with me, check in when you get here, pay us using your Amex, and although we won't physically give you some money back, Amex will, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean that's pretty awesome.
So, you might want to take advantage of that.
Yeah, at least come in and be a customer anyway. All right. So, I thought that was pretty exciting. We pulled an article from Search Engine Land. The article is What Not to Do on Local Business Websites. We thought this would be, people may notice a second podcast in a row change of format.
Yeah.
Maybe we should address that.
Let's go ahead.
Let's go ahead and address that. You may notice that Paul did not start last podcast and this podcast. We actually found out some news. We're a little disappointed that Paul's actually moved on, so he's no longer with eWebStyle. There's a huge punch in the face to Paul. He helped us start. Yeah, exactly. He helped us start the podcast. He's helped the company grow to the point. Man, we've got mad love for Paul and everything he's done for us. And he had good things to say. We kind of had a meeting before he left, and he had some really good things to say about us. So, man, like I said, like Charles just said,
it was all love. I mean, everybody come to a position where it's time to make a change, and he made that change. And so he got my support, got Chris' support, got our support. If you need anything, a call away, a click away, a message away.
Yeah.
But just praying for you, keep doing what you got to do, and
stay in contact.
Yeah. Keep up with us.
So cheers to Paul. If we were drinking, we'd have to do that.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's only for fun. Then you need a tear. Now I'm gonna go get a tear. All right. So keep listening because we're bringing you the same great infotainment as always. We're just sans Paul, and we'll miss him.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get back to our information. What not to do on local business websites.
First off, if you are a local business, you should make it known that you're a local business. I see a lot of businesses who come out and they're only servicing a certain area, but they're trying to put out this presence that they're a huge company,
national brand or something.
Yeah,
right?
which is not necessary. If you're a local business, especially in this day and age, people look for local businesses. So here's some stuff that you should not do if you are a local business.
And I think a lot of this probably applies to, in general, what not to do. But the article's by Chris Silver-Smith, and let's get into it. And this first one definitely applies to even non-local businesses, which is do not use vanity numbers.
Yeah, 1-800 eWebStyle.
Really? Like, I literally, since I started my first business in '91, and even then I was reading a book called Guerrilla Marketing.
Okay.
And in Guerrilla Marketing, it said that the marketing savvy business owner or marketeer understands that people need to write it down. So this is before the issue you're about to bring up.
Yeah.
But people need to write it down. They're not going to remember they might remember 1-800 eWebStyle, but there's some out there that are like 1-800-234 calls.
Yeah.
Right? And they're not going to remember the 234. And then now we've got 866 and
877 and all this other stuff. More importantly, you're probably mobile, and I know on my phone when I use the keypad, my numbers don't have letters on them, and so
you're like running through the alphabet. I think it's 3 each. So A, B, C, that's 1. D, E, F, that's 2.
So don't do those.
Not only that, the smartphones are so smart now they can pull phone numbers off of websites, right? They can't pull vanity numbers off of websites.
Yeah.
I can be on a website and click and
click
hold
the number
and it'll call it if it's not a vanity number. So do not use it, and that absolutely applies for local businesses, businesses, whatever.
I will say this: if you have one and you've maybe been branding it for years, like you are some big firm,
I fly SWA.
Yeah.
I think that's a vanity number.
Make sure you include the regular number below that,
right under it. Yeah.
And make the vanity one, a graphic maybe, and make the real one HTML.
Yeah, that's true. You'll actually make it better. Although now we have don't put your local phone number within a graphic image.
yeah, don't do that. Especially for for people who may be searching for you. They're looking for a local company. Those area codes come into play. 832-713-281 if you're out here in Houston. And so if your local number is an image, then it can be indexed, can be clicked on if somebody's using a smartphone. And so you kind of shooting yourself in the foot if you do that.
Well, and there's even more and more options at a desk. You know, when a lot of IP telephone systems are tied to the computer, so they could actually click the number. They cannot do that if your phone number's in an image. It's just not possible. Well, it's possible, but the technology, nobody's spending the time to put that technology together because you should do it right, and not have it in an image. And then it also says include the number in the image's alt tags
if you do
well.
that. Yeah, I'm just say don't do it.
Yeah. Don't forget to update your copyright date. Gee, why should they update their copyright date?
Well, before I did, I'm gonna say a disclaimer now. I'm gonna check hours before I tell you this, because ours may not be updated. It should be, but it may not be. If it isn't, it will be by the end of today. But yeah, update your copyright date because Google sees that it gets indexed, and if it's June 2011 now, copyright date should not say 2010.
Yep.
Or 2009, or worse, something older than that. And I'm gonna throw this in while you're updating your copyright date. Update your About Us page, because usually if your copyright date was 2 or 3 years old, then something on your About Us page is probably 2 or 3 years back. For example, I'm redoing my church's website.
By the way, don't check our website.
I was redoing my church's website, and so I was, reading the pastor's bio.
Right.
And he's been with our church 18 years now. Bio says 13 years. I was like, wow, that's 5 years old.
Wow.
And so you run into those type of issues. So definitely refresh your content, including your footer information.
And sometimes, especially with dates, like how long have you been in business, it's sometimes good to say, been in business since 1999.
That way you can,
you do the math. We're not going to do the math every year. So that's a better option than saying 2 years and then 10 years later being totally wrong. Avoid making a flash-only website. Again, I've got to say both of these are true of local, and of your website in general. We've talked ad nauseum about flash-only websites. We did on our Unknown Secrets of Website Analysis podcast. We did an analysis for a flash-only website not too long ago.
That was
the valve parts and stuff, and we know for a fact that Google is indexing content inside of Flash. We have yet to see a Flash-only website on the first page of Google.
Well, and you know what I think? And my Flash isn't great, but I do know that there's a couple different ways you can do Flash.
Right.
Like I've seen Flash where it's actually pulling the content from like a notepad, a text file that's stored somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I've seen Flash where it's just embedded graphically. And so I think how you use that Flash has a huge impact on if Google can index it.
Well, that's absolutely true because you can include images with text. And if it's an image with text at the background of Flash, that text is not going to be indexable.
Exactly.
If it's text, though, and it doesn't have to be necessarily a text file, but that's a great way to understand. Look, if it's in a text file and it shows up, it is absolutely text in the code, right? Flash is not converting it to an image and then showing it. It's showing the text in the code, and Google can index it. But if it's in an image and then shown, then even that won't be indexable.
Yeah, all they see is SWF.
JPEG. It's nothing. I don't even know that if you can do alt tags on there. So Flash only. We are even getting away. We used to, and we still do a little bit of design work with some Flash in it.
Yeah.
We do like to have motion. We do believe that a website motion, what we like to say is gives the website the ability to it allows it to breathe.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want it to be distracting. You don't want flashing and
helicopters.
You definitely don't want little tiny helicopters flying across this landscape, the cityscape of Houston.
Yeah.
It can be distracting. That's funny. And you don't want it so flashy that it causes epileptic seizures. I think that should be on the list here.
Yeah.
I don't know how you squeeze that one in.
flip back. Don't use click here for your link text.
Yeah.
Yeah, like don't do that for a couple reasons. One is just old. Two, it's a link, and so you should really use that opportunity to embed a keyword in that link.
Yeah.
Keyword rich anchor text is what you should be using, and not click here. So basically put it in a sentence. Whatever that sentence is, we do search engine optimization, and search engine optimization is the link
to the search engine
optimization page.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, in what Google reads is it says click here, and it says, hey, the information at the end of this link is about click here. Literally the text click here.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing is, and we've talked about this repeatedly, the same thing with the home text.
Yeah.
Google says information at the end of this link is information about home, and it almost never is. It's
always about
your business or your mission statement or whatever it may be that's on that page. So yeah, I think that's a good point. Sometimes you want to have action. So if this is a CTA, a call to action, then you might want something more powerful than the text SEO Houston to be the only way to get to guide the visitor the direction you want them to go. So you may have an image or a button, and it may say click here, or it may say get a deal now, or download white paper now, or whatever it is.
But they say feel free to contact us.
Yeah.
Right, and contact us is the link.
Is also a link. Yeah. So I think you've got, this is where you get that good balance, that good SEO, search engine visitor optimization balance, where you're optimizing, and the optimization, you really wouldn't even want the words click here for SEO purposes,
exactly.
Right? It's actually diluting text, and it's guiding. As far as the search engine is concerned, it doesn't matter. It doesn't care. It doesn't like that it says click here. From the user perspective, though, you do need to give some guidance to what they're doing. So, and that can be an image, and then that text doesn't dilute your keyword to text ratio. What is that? There's a name for that.
Keyword to text. Oh, your density.
Keyword density. There we go. Don't let your website sit vacant.
Yeah, you're under construction, and you've been under construction for a while, or more importantly, it's the issue we tend to run into, right? You're building a site and you don't have content. And so, we build a site and the client haven't given us content, but they rush to get the site built. And so now this site is kind of vacant. Minimal homepage text, blank about us page, blank services page, and it's up for a while, possibly being indexed. Don't do that.
And a couple points that it makes here is, make sure you're visiting your website regularly, because some things happen. Maybe the bill didn't get paid either for your domain name, which is one of the things you don't want to let do, or your hoster, or your designer, or whatever, and so you aren't even aware that your website's been taken down, or it just went down accidentally. It's not any maliciousness, or it just went down, and you should spot check and make it your home page. So that every time you open up your browser, your home page shows up, because that way it's a great way to check and make sure that your website's up. Speaking in those terms, don't neglect to pay your site designer or host.
Yeah.
If you forget to pay your host, your website will go down.
Yeah.
If you forget to pay your designer, depending on the arrangement, your website can go down.
Yeah.
If you forget, and I think that's even the next one, don't allow. No.
Well, not just that, but let's say it's your host, and usually everyone's using domain-based emails, and your site's down, emails down.
It looks bad.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
The other one was don't let the domain expire. That was associated with don't have an under construction page. Same thing, because one of the things, and we haven't even talked about that yet, is that it can affect your indexing. Google comes and indexes and says, oh, this used to have lots of useful information. Now it has, if you're intelligent, now it's got an address, or now it's got the dude has not paid his bill.
Yeah. If this is your site, call this number GoDaddy splash page.
Yeah. Your bill is overdue, and we're letting everyone on the planet know. Literally everyone on the planet. Don't allow music to play by default on your website.
Yeah, and if you got music on there, I mean, really, you might not need to have music on there. Unless you're an artist. If you're an entertainer in the music industry, then okay, yeah,
probably should.
Yeah, but if you're Joe Blow's plumbing company and you just like that song and so you want it to play, yeah.
No, don't do that. There's actually good statistical evidence that will cause bounces. So you really should not do that. I think even on the musician's page, right? I mean,
give me the option to turn it off.
Yeah, or to start it, right? Because I mean, you kind of think if I'm looking up a particular musician, I'm probably just want to know like who he is, who he hangs out with, a little background info. I probably already have his music, or I can encounter his music just in a Google search. Like I don't need to go to his or her website to find his music. Now I get there and maybe I want to listen to the latest tune or whatever. Great, let me have that option.
Myself.
Yeah. So no music. Don't put addresses and phone numbers in fine print.
Yeah.
Really?
That's kind of a no-brainer. First off, make it visible. Just fine print, then people can't see it. And who reads the fine print? And I would definitely make your addresses and phone numbers highly visible.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
is a form of method of contact.
Yep.
Contact page and footers and headers if you can.
Yeah, we typically want to put a phone number, depending on the type of business, prominent on the upper right. That's kind of where people tend to look for phone numbers. So, you want a big phone number. You want people to be able to pick up the phone and get a hold of you. Like we say, we do all this work on the website and on a web page, and we desperately want them to get off, grab a little bit of information and get off that web page because we want them to start interacting with the business, and that's what we focus on. And I think that is it. Yeah.
Okay.
That was some really good information. If you've got any comments, please hit us up on Facebook or send us an email, podcast@e-webstyle.com. Don't forget, we do websites.
Yes, we do.
We do internet marketing.
Yes, we do.
We do all kinds of internet marketing. We call PFE, pay for exposure, which includes banner ads, remarketing, which we've spoken about is incredibly powerful. Of course, pay-per-click. We run the gamut. How do you want your business to be perceived on the web? We do social.
Yes.
We
go to that article. I'll post that, so it'll be on Facebook, so you guys can check it out.
Cool. All right. We got any blank stare news? That's it, right?
Yeah, I think we did have a blank stare.
We got
we got two blank stares. We'll do this one first. That was decent. Yeah, that was all right. First blank stare is at the guy who did the Facebook updates. Jason Valdez. This guy, he holds up a chick at a motel, and while he's holding her hostage, he's updating Facebook.
That's crazy.
Telling his friends that he's holding her hostage. Yeah, Jason.
What was it? His first one says, "I'm currently in a standoff, kind of ugly, but ready for whatever."
I'm ready for whatever. Then the second one was.
What's funny is like his buddies are interacting with him. Like, really? This is crazy.
His second one goes on. He says, "Man, I was gonna let the girl go, but these dumb bastards made an attempt to come in after I told them not to. So I popped off a couple more shots and." And now we're starting all over again. Like, really, bro?
This is going to be in a movie at some point. And then some of the comments are, "This is not a game, just let her go."
Yeah.
Expect the unexpected.
Apparently they call him J-Dog.
J-Dog. Good luck, homie. Be aware of surroundings. Man.
Yeah, Jason, come on, dude. Second blank stare. At the pilot for Southwest Airlines. Like, really, bro? Like
that's a mistake you can't make.
Like, first off, I mean, those type of stuff, if you feel that way, man, keep it to yourself or in the confines of your home. But if you're gonna say it, right? When you talking to your co-pilot and whatever, y'all locked in the booth and you thinking you're good. If you're gonna say it, turn your mic off.
Double check regularly, right?
That the mic is off.
It was on for what, like 10 minutes or something?
But more importantly, like, he broadcasted to all other pilots and the people, air traffic controllers.
Yeah.
So they kept coming in warning him, like, bro, chill out.
Which he couldn't hear because his mic was locked on. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, shame on you, bro.
All right, so we've got a Dilbert cartoon. We'll post this one too on our Facebook page. I love this one. The boss is saying, "I want to use black hat methods to raise our website rankings on search engines." And Dilbert responds with, "What do you like best about that idea? The fact that it's unethical, or the near certainty of getting caught?" And the boss is like, I'm not even going to read the last slide because I just think that's hilarious. You guys can read the last slide on our Facebook page.
We'll post that one too.
All right, this has been podcast number 112. You have been listening to the most popular SEO podcast on iTunes, Real Edu-tainment.
Yeah.
Until the next podcast, my name is Chris Burris.
I'm Charles Lewis.
Bye-bye for now.